Everybody, this training video is to really kind of help you frame your goals in real estate. And the first thing you need to understand, if you're in the wholesale space, a lot of people are in wholesale space because, again, the barrier of entry to get into real estate is pretty minimal. You have to think like a real estate investor. I can't tell you how many times I've had people, call me up, hey, I'm a wholesaler, I'm a wholesaler. And I got to just tell you, like, real estate wholesaling is a strategy in real estate that real estate investors utilize. They also fix and flips is another strategy. Buy and hold is another strategy. Lease options is another strategy. New development, land development. These are all just various strategies. Some people they like to sell notes. Some people like to lend money. Okay, they're investors, real estate investors. Okay, so there's all these different kinds of real estate investors. Okay, and real estate wholesaling is one of many. Okay, and so if you want to be successful in this business, you've got to disabuse yourself of calling yourself I'm a real estate wholesaler. Like that's, and I say that because here's the problem: so many people like you, okay, are watching videos like this, okay, and they're like, oh wow, so I watch this video, guys, like, hey, no money, no job, no credit, you get a house on the contract, you make 20 grand, 20 grand, and see, look, there's a Lamborghini over here, I'm driving it, and that's what I'm doing, and you can do, right? So there's all these people who they poor folks, they want a better life, so they get into this whole thing and they watch the videos just like this, just like you. But they have no business sense at all. No business sense. They don't know a thing about business. And this is a business, okay? So happens you add real estate and some of the strategies of real estate, okay? And so they're out there, I'm a wholesaler on this and that. So they kind of muddy the water for real professionals. It's so frustrating. I've been in this gig a long time. Somebody who's just going around town talking to people saying this stuff because they don't know what they're saying. And people get confused, and they're just idiots. Okay, I'm not saying you're an idiot. Okay, if you think that you've been saying it, but I think there are many people. Maybe you are an idiot. I've been an idiot at times as well. I mean, what I mean by this is if you want to be professional. Okay, period. So that people have respect for you and want to do business with you. Okay, and the problem is if you're going to be like all these other guys, we're also a wholesaler. It has a bad connotation to it because there's so many people getting into this with no business sense. Then it really, like I said, pollutes the water for everybody else. Okay, when you're talking to a seller, you go, I'm also a wholesaler. I mean, that sounds real dangerous. Like you're trying to, I'm gonna get something on the contract and find a buyer. Well, then are you practicing real estate without a license? Your state, real estate commission might have something to say about that. You don't want to be doing that, right? You have to be a professional. This is serious stuff, okay? And you need to understand business, all right? Very important. And understand how real estate works. So here's the point. When you're talking to people in a business setting, even a social setting, don't just say, I'm a wholesaler. Just don't say it, okay? Are you planning on utilizing that strategy? Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're most importantly a real estate professional, okay? An investor, whatever, okay? That is the point. And it just so happens, that makes sense. So when you talk to people, what do you do? I'm an investor, talking to a seller. I'm a real estate investor. My partners and I were looking to buy properties in the neighborhood, I'm a wholesaler, and what I'm going to do is get your house on the contract, and what I'm going to do is try and find a buyer, and like, not only is that borderline illegal, potentially, it's also just crass and unprofessional, right? So you're real estate, and I say this because, I have people call me up, I always tell people, you got to build a good relationship with title, and the feedback I get is, well, these guys don't like wholesalers. Why'd you say, I'm a wholesaler, you guys work with wholesale? Like, what? No, that's not how you do it. You want to say, hey, to a title company, for example, I'm a real estate investor looking to do some deals, got some stuff, seeing how you guys help real estate investors. We get some coffee, go to lunch, and just kind of see how you guys help investors, how we can work together to get more closings. See how more professional that sounds? Like, hey, we're also wholesale. Do you guys do double close? Right? Okay, you don't want to do that. And when you talk to an agent, well, agents don't like me because I tell them I'm a wholesaler. So am I lying if I tell them I'm not? You're not lying. You are not a wholesaler. You are a real estate teachers who teach kids. I'm always a school teacher for years. Okay, she has a whiteboard. I have a butt behind there, and she's writing on here. Okay, did my mom go around and say, "Oh, I'm a chalkboard writer, so I am"? No. What? No, she's a school. She's not a real estate agent. She's a school teacher, and one of her many functions as a school teacher is to actually get up, chalk and write on the chalkboard for kids. That's not what she does. She's just. Does that make sense to you? And I hope this is. If you understand what I'm saying to you, and quit just saying, "Oh, I'm a wholesale. I'm all those wholesale clubs." Just you're an investor, and that's one of your many strategies you do. Okay. Well, if you come across a deal where the seller owes too much, needs too much, and you can't do a wholesale deal, well, could you do a lease option? Well, yeah. Okay, we'll do that because you're not just a wholesaler, you are a investor, right? With a lot of different strategies. The guy wants to do terms deal, cool, go do that. It wasn't a wholesale deal, but you made it work and you solved the seller's problem. Does that make sense? So professionally, trying to meet with title companies, with real estate agents, with builders, with anybody. If you just start, if you really quit calling yourself a wholesaler and just say I'm an investor, it's really going to help you out. Have a lot more smoother conversations, and you're not going to be associated with people that don't know what they're talking about. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with being a real estate wholesale. Nothing wrong with it, but it's about professionalism, how you present yourself. Does that make sense? Hope this helps. You need clarification? Do you want a free strategy session? Zoom calls, let me know. We'll schedule it and get a game plan so you can really take your real estate business to the next level. Okay, starting with wholesaling and some other strategies. Okay, so let me know, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Godspeed.